Bought this guitar at a hippie shop in a miserable place upstate. Gave my heart to the wrong one. I made a grave mistake. I let her kill my soul. Yeah, when I was already filled with so much self-hate. Then an angel came to me, and she whispered in my ear. Her face was plain as day, but the message was oh so clear. Pack your things, my friend, and hightail it out of here. So I wandered aimlessly from town to town for years. On the outside I seem so free, yet only guided by fear. If it wasn't for the pistol now, yeah, I would have drowned in all my tears. You can't quit before the magic happens. You never know what kind of love you get wrapped in. 1 minute you can be so free, next minute you can be wrapped in chains. Yeah. But if you choose to own it, you can cleanse yourself from the rain. But if you choose to own it, you can cleanse yourself from the rain. Bought this guitar at a hippie shop in a miserable place upstate. Then I used it to find the woman who would seal my fate. You can't quit before the magic happens. You never know what kind of love you get wrapped in. 1 minute you could be so free, next minute you could be wrapped in chains. Yeah. But if you choose to own it, you can cleanse yourself from the rain. But if you choose to own it, you can cleanse yourself from the rain. Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen and all their folk, welcome back to another edition of the RookiARTisT Podcast. It is September 7th, 2017, a beautiful day to be alive. Yo, thank you for tuning in, friends. Jesus, what a beautiful day. I'm in the greatest state in the union right now, Maryland. And it looks like fall has seriously come early. It is taking a squat over the East Coast. I'm sure the hurricanes don't help with the cooler weather, but this summer's been actually kind of mild too. So I really don't know. I think it's going to be a crazy winter. And then everybody's going to say, oh no, see, global warming, it's not fucking real. Either way, I don't know. Don't worry, we'll get into that. We'll get into the either way, I don't know type of discussion that we might have today. But I'm rocking solo today. I'm rocking solo. It was my 34th birthday on Tuesday, and it was the rookie wife made it such a wonderful day. I don't make a big deal on my birthday because I really don't give a shit. But I was very thankful to spend a wonderful day with her. Whew. We'll get into that. We'll definitely get into that. What we did. But yeah, it's Thursday afternoon. I'm coming to you live from the rookie compound, straight up solo, because I have some things I want to talk about. I'm contemplating a big move. I'm contemplating a real big move lately, and I'm not quite sure how to go about it, because anytime you make a big move, if you make an adjustment, you certain things start to happen, and you get bogged down psychologically. You start to worry about things that haven't even happened yet, building scenarios in your head that never seem to come to fruition, no matter how much you try to talk yourself out of it, or talk yourself into it. Certain things just don't happen. That we build all these false narratives in our own head, and we build these stories. That's why I think we're a lot more creative than we give ourselves credit for, because when something comes up, say you got a bill to pay at the end of the month, you start fretting day one. Just take care of it by week one. Then you have 3 weeks of easy living. You pay the bill at the end of the month, then you're good to go. Save a little week by week. Chip at it. Just work slowly at it. Instead, we build it. Oh, what if I don't have this? Oh, what if I get evicted? Oh. Adding so much worry to ourselves. Man, I tell you, at 34, that's probably my goal for the year, is to shed all that adolescent fear, that worry, that dread of the known and unknown, scenarios that wind themselves around my brain. The thoughts just take root. I don't get it, man. I don't understand why people have the penchant tendency. I tried to mix up two words together. Why the tendency to do that? Life would be so much easier if we just lived. All we had to do is just live. We're not living. We think we're living. We're not really living. We're not happy. We're not happy. We want to be happy. We try to be happy. But we're fucking not. And in so many ways in my life, I'm absolutely happy. I'm a month away from painting for 2 years. I have almost 100 paintings, numerous sketchbooks. My writing has been on point since I started painting again. One hand washes the other one on that one. So I'm in a consistent writing pattern. What else? So many things are going really well, but I'm just not happy professionally, and that's a lot of my life. It's 40, 50 hours out of the week, sometimes. Out of the week, that you have to do something that you're really not happy with. And there's a couple of different reasons why I'm not happy with that. One is because I think I've been in the restaurant business for 20 plus years. And I want to try something new. I'm 34. If I live to 68, which is my goal, so I'm going to do everything I possibly can to make it to 68. But if I make it to 68, then that means I have 34 more years left. And I mean 68, like I die in my sleep at 68. Not like I have a rough last 5 years. I die in my sleep at 58. 68, I mean. I have 34 more years. I want to use the shit out of them. Because for 16 years, I didn't really do anything, and the last 2 have been great. So I want to keep that on a roll. It's not a midlife crisis or a quarter life crisis, or I don't know what kind of shit it is, but third life crisis, I hope, if I make it to 90. Actually, it would be a midlife crisis if I made it to 68. It's not a crisis. It's just a change in thought pattern and adaptation. We want to stick to what we know, and what we know most often doesn't work for us, but we don't want to change what we know for some reason. We just want to keep on doing the same shit, wondering why things don't change. Well, maybe things will change. Things don't change. You change them. You change yourself. You know? Things don't change you. You change yourself. You don't like art, but one day you go to the museum and you see a picture that's bright and colorful and for some reason speaks to you. Then you begin to like other paintings. You read a book, the same thing. You're not really a big reader, but you read this James Patterson book. And then you read 50 other dime store novels. And then you just start picking it up like, oh, what this... That's why when people tell me that they don't like something, I get really confused. Because you've tried everything? You've tried everything? Or if they don't like a certain person, a group of people especially, you know every person? Every single person you know in that group. And you say they're all assholes? Man, you're limited, dude. But on the converse, I hate when people say, oh, I love people. No, you love certain people. You may love the individual contact you come in with, but you don't love people as a whole, because people as a whole, as a group, can do some really nasty, shitty things. And certain people, they don't give a fuck about anybody else but themselves. Do you love them? I guess the true Christian thing to do would be to love them regardless of their faults, but I don't know. I don't know about that. I think you should give people the respect that they earn, not just blindly continue to give them like a high level of respect when they're an undesirable person to be around. For instance, my wife has this friend. She's cool, fine. She's got her own life and her own ways of thinking. And her own life and her own ways of thinking constantly interfere with the happiness of other people's lives. Because she just does shit. Just like I have somebody else that I know, and there's somebody else that I know. This personality is rampant in my life, so I think it's like a true test. In the Buddhist sense, like, you will face your biggest obstacles numerous times. If that's a fucking Buddhist saying, it's probably not, but it should be. But she invites us out to this house. And then she wants us to pay for the cleaning. Yo, we could just do the fucking cleaning ourselves. I don't understand. My wife's like, you don't have to go. You could stay home. But I want to spend time with her. My wife. It's fucking rude. Be put in a position like that. But I'm going, and I'm going to have a good time. But part of the reason why I don't have patience for these people is because I've been doing this for so long. I've been doing this for 20 years, dude. People constantly telling me their thoughts. People constantly telling me their opinions. When I can't offer a word back to them, to the negative or the positive. So, oh, interesting. That's great. People have this idea that you actually give a fuck about what they think. Like, they'll tell random strangers how they feel. And then, out of nowhere, they'll just get offended if you don't think the same way. That's mind-boggling to me. Absolutely mind-boggling. Like, really, what is the best case scenario here? What, we're going to agree on something, have a couple laughs? What, are we going to then join a group? Hey, you know what? You should come down to the library every third Sunday when the moon is full, and we'll talk about our thoughts and ideas. No, get out of me. Get out. I don't want to join your group. Jesus. So, I don't understand. What gives people the idea? Oh, hey, you work at a wine shop. You must know everything about wine. Oh, hey, you work at a seafood place. You must know everything there is to know about crustaceans. Oh, hey, you work at a baseball field. What kind of grass do they use? I have no fucking idea. And this it sounds bad. I'm glad you like Cab Franc from 2013 from the southeast of my ass. I don't know. Good for you. Guess what, dude? I just work here. I can pair together a really nice meal. I ain't hating on you, but don't get upset when I don't share the same interests as you or the same political views as you. People love to talk about their political views. When I was growing up, nobody talked about political views or religion. And for a while, I thought, man, that's fucked up. That's why nobody can talk to one another. No. And then everybody started talking about their political views and religion. And then that's when everybody was like, fuck you. Stop trying to tell me how I think. Stop trying to rule my life with your religion and your politics. Well, I think this. Because then as soon as you open up the floodgates and letting people talk about it, then the weird views come in. And then somebody has to comment on them weird views. Like, dude, that's really fucked up. You like to beat dogs. Well, fuck dogs. I mean, I agree. I don't like dogs either, but you don't fucking beat them. And then, fuck you, don't tell me what to do. And then another person's like, hey, you shouldn't talk to a person who beats dogs like that. Everybody wants to chime in. Democracy isn't the best thing. This is crazy. Everybody gets a voice. Everybody doesn't need a voice. A lot of people need a lot less voice. To just act and be. Think very little, but be conscious of how you are when you're around other people. Be conscious of that. How you're sitting, how you're being perceived. Not that it's important about what they think, but it's important that you present yourself in the best way possible. Like, I live in a weird county in Maryland. And it's very rural. There's a couple different kinds of people here. There's true rednecks. There's people who have land and so therefore, like, they have farmland and they pass it down. So there's kids who work on the farm that are just regular people. And then you have, because I guess the taxes are lower in this county, and it's not too far away from both cities, both major metropolitan cities around here, being DC and Baltimore, that people come out here with money and they buy big land and big houses. And so you have these fucking twats who think that they're rednecks because they have redneck friends. Dude, people still fly the Confederate flag around where I live. Even before this whole Confederate flag thing popped up, I've been hating the Confederate flag, just like many people, for a long fucking time. And then you see these people with heritage, not hate, whatever bullshit excuse they want to make for the flag being a representative of history. Go fuck yourself. But I'm also not going to tell you to take it down, because I want to see, if you want to show me how you think, like if you want to wear like a fuck Obama t-shirt, or even a fuck Trump t-shirt, or a Confederate flag, or you want to have certain tattoos that distinguish you from some other person, if you want to put on Instagram or Facebook or talk on a podcast about how you think that this certain group of people is this, please do that. I want to know who you are so I can stay away from you. You have nothing to offer me. You are stunted in your mental and psychological development. And I don't care if you could make the best cake of all time, if you could yield the most crop, if you could build the best engine. If you want to, like, put yourself out there, I don't want nothing to do with you. I'll take the second best guy who doesn't tell me his views, who just shuts up and does his job. I'm rare that way. When we were growing up, oh, Jesus, I would get made fun of all the time because I didn't want to just quote-unquote bang chicks. I wanted to talk to girls. I wanted to have a conversation. I wanted to have a friend, be cool. When you're young, all people say, who cares what she looks like? Just bang her. What does that have to do with anything? She's hot. Oh, what are you talking about? It's still a person. I don't know if chicks have that same thing. But maybe it would be the big dick thing. Oh, but he's not cute. Yeah, but girl, he's got a big dick. Ooh, I guess I got to get some of that. I mean, I don't know. I don't hang out in like chick circles. I just don't. They talk too much. They don't let me get a word in edgewise. I mean, I like mimosas too, but just let me talk some. Like, I don't want to hear it all the time. I just want to talk. So, anyway, fuck am I rambling on about? But maybe I am being a little dramatic with my job, because my job has got me thinking lately. Like, I've been spending 20 years around people and surrounded by their thoughts and ideas. And I think now's the time to change into something quiet. I want something quiet. I want to be able to go out and enjoy people in society. I want to not overhear a conversation at the bar and be like, will you shut the fuck up? Because I have to hear that 40 hours a week. Same story. Well, oh my God, can you believe what Trump said? Oh my God, can you believe what these protesters did? Stop sharing your thoughts. I just want to go out in public. That's why, I swear to God, I love headphones. Not only headphones useful for going to the mall by yourself, so those vendors in the middle don't try to like spray you, rub your hands down with lotion, teach you how to helicopter flies, fucking use a slingshot. I don't know. Whatever those people are selling, I don't want any part of it. I don't want to take a trip. I certainly don't want to take a cruise. Don't even get me started on those fucking things. Everybody's like, dude, you should take a fucking cruise. Not at all. No, you don't understand. You don't see people. Dude, I'm on a vessel trapped with random strangers. No, I'm not fucking doing it. Carnival Cruise Line could give me the King Dick fucking Carnival Cruise package. I'm not going on it. You could sail around the world in 80 days on Carnival Cruise if you want it. No, not a chance. Not a fucking chance. I'd get on a sailboat around the inner harbor in shipping lanes before I come anywhere near close to getting on a goddamn cruise. But I think that's because I'm being a little sensitive here. On one hand, I do understand that adolescent thought of, hey, what does it matter? You're only doing it for practice anyway. That thought of, hey, what does it matter what she looks like? Because when you're 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, whenever you start fucking, you need practice. Whoever's willing to let you practice with them, go for gold. And on that same coin, maybe I am being sensitive. Maybe like, why do I let people's thoughts and opinions bother me so much? But it's the repetition that bothers me so much. It's the lack of imagination when people want to share their thoughts, what bothers me so much. It's the fact that every 4 years, people talk about the same shit, right? And then in November, people complain for 2 months about how their side should have won. Their side was right. The other side was fucked up. The other side had bad points. The other side's not gonna do anything that they say they're gonna do. They're known liars, reputed political gangsters. And then in another 4 years, the same thing happens again. So if your side wins twice in a row, you get to gloat. You have control, haha. But then usually Congress flip-flops and turns upside down, because if they can't re-elect, or if they can't elect a different president, then they will re-elect different Congress members. So therefore, you have a stalemate. Nothing passes. People argue. That's all they play on the news. This side's arguing with this side, and this side's arguing with this side. Well, this side would just let us do this. We would have to meet them in the middle with this shit. And then, in another 4 years, same topics get brought up again. Same topics get brought up again. People start arguing. People devise themselves yet again. And then the party starts all over again for another 4 years. Where this confuses me is that I get up every day and I do work for myself, and then I do work professionally. My personal work, my painting, my writing, talking to you friends, playing music, writing music, being alive. That's my work. And I thoroughly enjoy that more than anything possible. And that brings me a great sense of peace. Going to work, I get to make money and provide. I get to meet people and have different interesting interactions. At least once a day. It's not all bad. Not at all. Sometimes you don't even run into an asshole, but sometimes all you get are assholes. Crazy people. People who have no idea how to interact with a fellow human being that's not them or not somebody they know. I get to do a lot of that. I get to meet people, and that's a good thing. But I'm getting tired. I've been doing it for a long time. That's a big thing. And I just don't want to, I want to be able to enjoy myself in public. I'm going to go to a bar without hating everybody around me and then leaving. I don't always want to drink at home. Sometimes I'd rather just drink at home. Cheaper. I don't have to hear anybody else's bullshit. But I also don't want to have it affect my relationship with my wife. That's one big thing that I really can't stand, is when, because of how sensitive I am and how I let other people into my life, for no reason in particular, how they can have a great effect on that life. And then I bring it home to my wife. We bicker and argue because somebody got on my nerves or somebody got on her nerves. That's a half an hour wasted with my wife. I don't like that at all. It's annoying as shit. It's one bothersome part about that. Because, I don't know. I also don't like the fact that I can't share my thoughts and opinions, because for some reason people get offended at times when a stranger in a position such as I am, customer service, it happens too, I'm sure frequently, because you don't pay for somebody's opinions, but it's okay for Susie Dumb Thoughts, Joe Simpleton, to tell you his thoughts, and you say, oh, that's interesting, but that's not really how I feel. Well, who are you? Who are you? How do you feel? Well, sir, I don't really want to have that conversation. Ma'am, I don't really want to have that conversation. I can't talk about that. Oh, why not? Don't you think for yourself? Then they egg you on. These condescending cocksuckers have the fucking audacity to egg you on, which is insane to me. I know that I'm not offensive. And for this reason. Because I do not have hate in my heart. I do care for people. And I mean people in both the singular and plural sense. Plural sense. I want to bring about and perpetuate, Jesus Christ, participate in joy of others. I want to be there for my brothers and sisters when they need a shoulder and an ear. I want to learn from them. I want to share knowledge with them. I want to play music with them. Hear their story. Everyone has a story. I want to be them for a minute. I care about people. I'm a sensitive prick. I spent years trying to push that out of my way of being, my nature, I guess, my learned behavior, I guess. I tried to drink it away. It doesn't fucking work. I have no intent to harm anyone. I have other things to think about. There's a lot more people out there like this. I know there are. There are a lot more people out there like this. who are too fucking sensitive, but also like too respectful of other people to say, hey, what you're doing is fucking retarded. Because there's also those videos of people telling people that what they're doing is retarded. And that actually makes them look just as retarded as the person spouting off anything hateful. Hey, well, go fuck yourself, you hateful son of a bitch. Like, what does that accomplish? Just bickering back and forth about absolutely nothing. The point is, what I want to do is, I want to be quiet. Painting is quiet. Writing is quiet. Yoga is quiet. There's nobody telling me their opinions. This kind of interaction is only one-sided. I can't share anything. That's incredibly difficult to grow as a human being when you constantly just have to listen to one-sided conversations. You forget how to have a conversation when you only have one-sided conversations. In either direction, whether you're the one talking all the time, going to be the one who shares, or you're the one who has to constantly hear somebody else's thoughts. People get fed up with that. Marriages end because of that. Some know-it-all prick wants to talk all the time. Some blabbermouth broad wants to just constantly talk about nothing. Never challenging herself whatsoever. The dude never challenging himself. People get lazy. But, that being said, I think I'd rather work with people that I barely get on with and just can have a quiet, solitary, solitude and job where I could just do a task every day, practice the craft, make sure that the craft is proper, it's correct, it's of a high quality. You can practice that. I want to practice something. I've been doing what I've been doing so long that it comes so natural that sometimes I don't even remember anything of the day, whether it was negative or positive. Those are just as scary as taking some shit home with you too, I can tell you that. But I'm not really quite sure how this move is going to be carried out. I think we're just going to deal with what I've got going on right now for the moment, and then figure things out at the first of the year. Plan, actually. Make a move and plan. Plan that shit out. Instead of just winging it. Adolescents wing it. I'm 34 with a wife. Can't wing shit anymore. I don't want to wing anything. I want to act accordingly. Act according to plan. Make a plan. Stick to it. See where that takes you. Adjust from there. That's what I really want to do. Because I have a feeling, this thought came to me earlier, I'm starting to think that the issue is simple, and that we constantly say we need to work together to make a better whatever you want to apply to. America, state, city, school system, racial and political divides, religious divides. We must work together to come together and understand. How about this? I had a thought. That doesn't seem to be working out. And I'm not cynical. My job has made me a little jaded, but I'm not cynical. I'm starting to think that maybe it's a possibility that if you just worked on yourself, if you tried to take care of your physical, mental nature as best as possible, if you took some time to be quiet, also if you took some time to act, action's very important. If you're a balanced person, an open-minded person who's willing to realize that you yourselves have flaws, we all have shortcomings that we could overcome. They're shortcomings. They're called shortcomings. You should be able to step over something called a shortcoming. You can move past that. Excuse me. Beg your pardon. You can get over shortcomings, but we can't get over everyone's shortcomings because everybody has different shortcomings. So therefore, when we come together to try to work together, I don't necessarily think that's a good fucking thing. Fix yourself. That way, everybody fixes themselves, or at least the majority of people do. The people on the outside stay on the outside because they kind of fall to the wayside. They fade into the background. And those are the people that you should interact with. Oh, you had this problem? How did you do that? Oh, well, you see, I took some time and some effort into putting some shit into my life. I started exercising 1 day a week. That led to a couple days a week. That led to more days a week. Then I started writing some things down. Then that led to more thoughts, and that led to more thoughts. And then, I don't know, I just picked up a hobby, and that hobby now is my profession. Oh, man. You see, I had this problem, and this is how I did it. Oh, man, next time something comes up, maybe I can use that method. There you go. Human interaction, togetherness, friendship, bond. We're not all going to be one because not all animals of the same species even get along. There's always going to be some strife, some infighting. But I think the point is that we're a little higher in that evolutionary trait because we think differently. We can communicate in ways that other animals can't. We can come to understand each other. Maybe we're not even fucking supposed to. But the fighting is fucking retarded, and I don't want any business of that. Because on Tuesday, I still have to get up and go to work. There's no politician out there saying, on Tuesday, no one will go to work. And then everybody just jumps up, woo! No. It doesn't affect me. That's not important in my life. That shit doesn't help me paint or write. It doesn't help me be a better husband. It doesn't help me grow as a human being to sit in front of a TV screen or to stare at my phone through BuzzFeed all day or to scour the New York Times for what a certain group of people did or didn't do. I don't have time for all that shit. I'm 34 years old. The clock is ticking. Time is now. I have to embrace the middle. I have to buckle down, get my shit together. On my own. I'm not saying people won't be there to help along the way. But that's the fun part about being a rookie. You figure it out on your own. That's the fun part. You get to figure things out on your own. You get to learn on your own. You get to stretch yourself. You get to be on your own. There's something romantic about the wanderer or the ascetic who goes off into the wilderness to find themselves. Apparently they did that with Spartans, unless that's made up. Henry David Thoreau did it. Granted, he was just on the other side of his property, but his property was pretty big at the time, so whatever. He lived a simple life for a period of time. He shed away everything just to be happy, just to find himself. And here I am worried about making this next move because of money. Money will be a little shorter. I'll have to put in more hours. But if it's something that I'm going to like to do or like doing, something I can grow in, it's worth the chance. Because I ain't getting any younger. And I don't want to be one of those people that are so jaded with what they do that they become cynical. I don't think it's in my nature to be cynical. But I think that everybody could be cynical after a certain amount of time doing something, or a certain amount of times you interact with an experience, you have an experience over and over. You can become a little cynical. Oh, here we go again. What now? That leads to people being closed to new experiences because they think that everything is the same when every experience is something new. Every experience is something new. It's how you respond to it, whether it makes it actually new to you or whether it's just the same old tedium that you have to deal with for a moment. I don't know. Whatever. That's just some confusing shit that I've been thinking about. Work, how to move on, why I feel this way about work. And just the repetitive nature I see in people all the time kind of gets me disheartened. That I know that some kind of spiritual or psychological growth, some knowledge obtained. I don't know. I hope that it happens. I can't give up hope. I refuse to. Maybe I'm seeing things wrong, though. That's always possible. Maybe I'm the jaded one. Maybe I'm actually cynical. But at least I ask myself these things. The way some people act, man, when I come in contact, you can tell they definitely don't put any thought and consideration with how they're being perceived, what they say, how they act. It's crazy. Like everybody else is a bit player in their movie. When this movie really isn't even about us. So, it's September 7th, as I said. September 5th was my birthday. I turned 34, and I want to tell you what it's like to have a best friend in your life who loves you more than anything and thinks you're the greatest. Because even when you don't feel that you're the greatest or you're worth the love, they still do. Whether it be man or woman, a friend is such a valuable thing in this lifetime that it's such a treasure when you come across a good friend, especially when you come across a friend that you love deeply and they're your partner in life in good and bad and up and down, and they want to laugh with you and cry with you and share the struggles with you. The rookie wife made my 34th birthday absolutely amazing. It rained a little bit of the day. I love the rain, so raining on my birthday is dope. We got some sushi. Great experience, great lunch. Got some really good sushi. Had some sake. Hung out in Fells Point. If anybody's ever been to Fells Point in Baltimore, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If anybody has never been to Baltimore, please, when you come to Baltimore, the first place you go is to go to Fells Point. The dopest spot in Maryland. White people have cleaned it up. Because when I was a kid, in the early 90s, it was still very drug-riddled, seedy. You know, you can get a pistol, a pound of weed, and herpes down there all in the same night. It was that kind of place. Fells Point was rowdy. It's a little port. It's a little port by the bay, or in the harbor. And some deep history. Frederick Douglass he lived there for a little bit. Just an all-around cool-ass little part of the city. So we hung out down there. Then we went to the ball game. O's versus Yanks. The Orioles, the Baltimore Orioles, my pride and joy in sports. Even so much so that I have Orioles baseball stitching on my black tungsten ring. And the Orioles are 2.5 games behind the New York Yankees in the second wild card spot. Going into September, early September, these games are pivotal. The Orioles lose to the Yankees the first game. The second game, it gets a rain delay until 9 o'clock. We had been sipping booze all day. I was like, Jesus Christ, this is going to get late. So I stopped drinking as soon as the game started. I was just like, I'm not going to carry this on to the night. Some costly errors made the score 6-1. by the third inning. And I was like, Jesus Christ, not on my birthday, man. Not that that has anything to do with it or have some, oh, let's win for Casey's birthday. They don't give a shit about that, as they shouldn't. But me being a selfish 13-year-old little boy, I was bummed. And then third inning, Manny Machado comes up and hits a home run to left field. Boom. 6-2. Okay, I can deal with that. Next inning, Jonathan Scope. I always want to call him Pedro. I'm such an asshole. Jonathan Scope comes up, hits a home run. 6-3. We're inching back. Fifth inning. Fuck is his name? I can't think of his name. Mark Trumbo. Jesus Christ, I'm retarded. Mark Trumbo comes back. Comes up to plate. Runner on first. Oh, Jesus. From where we were sitting, I did not have a feeling that this ball was going to stay in. Just curved around the foul pole. Perfect. 6-5. Darren O'Day comes up to pitch in the seventh inning. Shuts him down. Brad Brock comes on, lets 2 runners on. Shuts him down. Ninth inning. By the way, the ninth inning comes out. The Yankees come out with their second closer, Aroldis Chapman, who can throw the ball 102, 105. Crazy gun, terrible control. Comes out, strikes out the Orioles. Jesus Christ. At this time, my wife and I are standing right in center field, right behind the visiting warm-up bullpen. There we go. Jesus, I'm fucking retarded today. We're standing right behind the bullpen, the Yankees bullpen. We can hear what their plan is, how the next relievers are coming up, how they're looking, how they should pitch the upcoming batters. It seems to work. They're fucking killing us. It's so... Okay. So then, excuse me. Top of the ninth. Jesus, I'm clogged up. Top of the ninth. Zach Britton, our closer, comes in. 1, 2, 3. Boom. Got him. The Orioles come up to bat at the bottom of the ninth. We're down a run. It's the back of our order. Wellington Castillo, our catcher, hits a pop-up. I had so much hope. It sounded good coming off the bat, but it just died in center field. Like he caught it on the warning track. No worries. Next batter, Pedro Alvarez, just called out from AAA, played with us all year, had a good year hitting, strikes out. The reliever makes him look silly on a curveball. Silly. Then Tim Beckham comes up. New York Yankees reliever, Dylan something, walks Tim Beckham, speedy guy on first. Cool. Next guy up, our star player, already has a home run in the game. His name's Manny Machado, third base. Soon to be one of the highest paid players in baseball. Also probably soon to be not a Baltimore Orioles. So I'm going to enjoy him for as long as I possibly can. Now, we're standing above the Yankees bullpen. One pitch. Tim Beckham on first. Ball. Next pitch. The way that he hit this ball, the way that the ball sounded coming off the bat, I've been watching baseball a long time. I was like, fuck, that's a pop out. Game over. Somehow lands 15 feet in front of us in the Yankees bullpen, which is, it's 410 to dead center field. That shot was like 430, maybe more. We came back to win in the bottom of the ninth, 2 outs with a runner on first. Manny motherfucking Machado. Please stay in Baltimore. Please don't be on the juice, but definitely please stay in Baltimore. I'll take a suspension from you. 1 game suspension, I'll forgive that. I don't care. 1 time suspension, whatever. Just stay here in Baltimore. Dude, it was like 1 o'clock in the morning at that time. We had been drinking all day. We were no longer even drunk. We're just ready to go. We can't take any more. We get home and it starts. We get in the car. We're on 695. It's a highway, obviously. We get on 695 and it starts to pour down rain, dude. Who gives a shit, though? We're on our way home. September 6th at this point. And the Orioles just pulled it off. Damn, that was deep. Oh, what a birthday experience that was. And I hate my birthday. Like, I think people who over the age of 16 who give a shit about their birthday are assholes. Even 21-year-olds. I'm 21. I'm going out drinking. 21. Woo! No, fuck off. You're a douche. Stop. You're not 16 anymore. Forget it. Like, you have a car. You can drink now. As if this is your first time you've ever drank anyway. Stop pretending. People, like, hoes, they get married, they wear a white dress. Stop pretending. We all know. It's the same thing. Who cares about your birthday? But my special friend, my beautiful wife, made a lovely day for me. And for that, I'm very thankful. She took a lot of care and time to think about what we're going to do and what we're going to see. It was a wonderful time. Also, I got some really cool news yesterday, September 6th, while I spent the day painting, recovering from my all-day-long birthday extravaganza. I got contacted by RookiARTisT yet again. They invited me to be a part of one of their shows here in Baltimore at the Baltimore Soundstage in October. On a Tuesday night, which is perfect because I'm off Tuesday nights anyway. I've been painting for less than 2 years, and I've had 3 art shows. It starts slow. Sometimes it feels like it doesn't even start at all. There are probably people out there who have been painting for a lot longer than what I have, and they haven't had any shows. And they were like, fuck you, it starts slow. You have 3 shows in the first year, 2 years. I mean, it's just how it happens. But all 3 of these shows I didn't search for. They found me. And that goes to show you that all you have to do is continue to do the very best work that you possibly can, the very best work that you possibly can, for yourself only. For yourself only, first, foremost, only. If you want to share it with other people and they like it, then that's fantastic. But that's not an affirmation of the good work you did. It's good work when you feel it's good work. It's a good song when you feel it's a good song. It's a good poem when you feel it's a good poem and it grabs you, when it even grabs you, the author. RookiARTisT, here's what I learned from my first 2 shows. Don't take them seriously. It's a little different than a comedy showcase, but it's around the same thing. People go into these things and they psych themselves out for shit that hasn't even happened yet. Like, oh, maybe I get discovered at one of these. Maybe somebody signs me to a deal, or somebody commissions me to $60,000 to paint this mural because they believe in me. Maybe this, maybe that. Well, guess what? You're jumping ahead. You're not embracing the middle. The first part is that you got to the show. The middle part is you have to embrace and buckle down and be ready for the show, be prepared for the show. But don't take that shit too seriously, and certainly don't put other thoughts in your mind that haven't even happened yet. Don't bog yourself down with that shit, as we talked about before. Can't get excited about things or discouraged by things that haven't happened yet. They haven't happened yet. You might not make it there. Time is of the essence. You don't have tomorrow, you have right now. So do the best work you can possibly do right now. Do the best work you can possibly do right now for yourself. And things will come your way. It always happens that way. You remove one little obstacle from your path, and suddenly your path becomes 10 feet wide. And you were barely squeezing by before. Things open up. Lanes open up. When you put yourself in good position. And by putting yourself in good position, that means you're always prepared. The work you do is quality because you put care into your work, and that you're prepared for when something like this happens. I'm going to paint my ass off, and I'm definitely going to get to 100 before the show. Because I always have this fear, like I have some paintings that aren't good enough. People won't like. But I was already invited to this show, so people, at least somebody likes me. Maybe other people like me. But being worried about it doesn't help the process. You dig in your book. You dig in your canvas. You dig in your instrument. You dig in your flower. You dig in your carburetor. You dig in your engine. You dig into the dirt. You break ground with the earth. You set your feet in. You are not to be moved, except if you want to move yourself. Remember, no one can change you but you. But also, no one can accept you until you accept yourself. Because you're always going to think people are lying to you. But accept who you are, accept how you are. Change the things you don't like, and practice on the things you do. And make your effort perfect. Be better today. Because you never know, you could get a show tomorrow. You could get a showcase tomorrow. You can get a phone call tomorrow telling you that you have your dream job. You could run across Mother Teresa if you had the chance. But you got to be open to the experience. Don't let this shit bog you down, people. These momentary distractions. Present. Seemingly omnipresent. Everywhere you turn, there's some shit looking at you. Tempting you into being something that you're not. Never mind all that. Never mind all that. Listen to yourself. Listen to yourself today and be better. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to wrap that up here. I just wanted to come to y'all today and let you know what's been going on in my head, how it's affected me and my art. The fact that I turned 34 this week is kind of bugged out, but it's all good. I can remember 20 years ago what I was doing, where I was. That's retarded. It happens to us all. Time waits for no one. So hop on that train, because this shit's leaving with or without you, people. You can catch me at RookiARTist@gmail.com. You can catch me on Instagram at RookiARtist. October something. I'll keep you updated for the soundstage at the soundstage in downtown Baltimore for the next Raw Artist show. Come down and check me out if you're in the area. I love y'all, and I hope y'all have a beautiful day. Be well, be strong, and I'll catch y'all.